Roxanne, roll. Thank you for the $10 donation, Roxanne. I appreciate you for that. Does I feel the first half of the season is going to be a roller coaster for us fans? If we survive it without a ton of injuries, the second half of the season could be what we've been craving. Your thoughts? Yes, I think that at the first part of it is really the most important part, Roxanne, because we're going to need people to be patient to open this year up. There's going to be people that are going to be itching their triggers. The Carolites are going to be itching their trigger fingers going, see, told you this is why. See, should never moved on. See, this is what you get. Hope you're happy with, they're going to be sitting there ready for that to be unchambered at any point in time. And that's where it's got to be. Look, we know this is going to take a little bit of time to institute. It can't be undersold enough. The simplicities of both of the prior schemes was as much as any team in the NFL. Our lack of use of pre-snap motion, our lack of attacking the edges in the offense in the ground game, our lack of use of fly sweeps, our 30-second rate in targeting the middle of the field. These all were things that about the simplicity of the team, the laying and leaning into the A-gap runs over and over and over and over again. Now you're going to an offense that's going to do everything across the board, including run like one-trick play a game. It's going to take some time to onboard that. You're going to go from a defense that blitzed at some of the least rate of any team in the NFL over the last 4 years to a team that's got to be understanding how to not necessarily blitz at a high rate, but understand how to run every single individual blitz that could ever be run known to mankind that is in that playbook. Everybody from every angle, overload this side, zone blitz here, zone blitz there. Lineman drop here, pull this there. There's going to be so much more. On top of then, you have what now is going to be probably one of the most complicated post-snap coverage schemes in the NFL, being that what they show you pre-snap is so often changed to something else post-snap. But it means it's an extra step to the defense, an extra layer that they didn't have before because, of course, the prior, we were the most simplistic defense in the NFL of what we showed you pre-snap to post-snap. We were the most predictable. Whatever we showed you pre-snap was what you were going to get post-snap. We didn't try to hide any of it. Now we're trying to hide it to the most maximum of levels. That's going to take a little bit of time to institute. And if it doesn't happen through 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks, I don't think that it should be a shocker to fans or people should be like, running for the hills for Macdonald at that point, to your point. But you're right, Roxanne. Look, it could come together very quickly here because I do believe that in that simplicity, in that extreme simplicity, also allows fertile ground for very huge improvements. You almost made it to the playoffs last year with just that simplicity. Kind of to me sometimes speaks a little bit to the overall nature of the talent that you had on the team. Now you get that removed and you get that part taken care of like a toothache that's finally resolved and you can eat any food in the book. And so now as it starts to form in the later part of the season, that team that is so very talented at that point start to really become problems for teams because they can't lean on the old ways to beat your Seattle Seahawks. I can't Sean McVay pull out my Seahawks beater plays that I've had since 2020. That playbook that I take out specifically for the Seahawks teams or any cover 3 heavy team. And I put it down and I just start going through the plays we're going to run this week. I got to toss that whole thing in the trash can now. That's gone. Gone. We got to start from square one with how to beat the Seattle Seahawks team. So there's a benefit to it on the other side. It ain't all just negative. And it could come together, Roxanne. You're right. It could come together 100%. I don't want to predict about it happening and say it's going to happen because I just don't want Hawk fans this year to come into with any kind of false, putting stuff up that, because it'll then be in the nature of them throwing this whole process out a little bit, be in the nature of wanting to bail rather than giving the seed time to really grow and bloom. But if it does happen, it won't be shocking to me because I do trust in the talent that's on this team. You got some good players here. You just drafted some really good players these last 3 years. Lock, stock, and barrel. It's ready to roll. It just needs to develop now. Once it develops, look out.